Now that was a pretty successful trip. Hello and welcome to the next episode of Minecraft SOS, and we are back in the server. So, as you could tell, I did a bunch of mining, and we're actually going to mine that now with our fortune pick just to see what we get. Because all of this is working towards the different challenges we need to do at spawn. This is all of the ores I've got, and my plan is, I think if I just like grab it, and I'm just going to do a massive tower, and mix in all of the things, and then we'll just mine it all down and see what we get. And hope I don't like fall off and die. Well, this is terrifying. I can perfectly see Flip's area and Eloise's. And from the ground, this looks insane. So I guess the next thing is we take our Fortune 3 pick and we just go. We're just going to dig down and we'll collect things as we go in at the bottom. And I guess we'll just see what we get. And done. And now, just to pick up absolutely everything that's fallen around here. And let's see. Pretty good, actually. We have 5 and a bit stacks of copper, 3 and a bit stacks of iron, 1 off a stack of gold, a stack and a bit of redstone. Well, actually, I did get 6 and a bit copper, and then 14 diamonds. So working with what I already have here, I'm going to keep 1 stack of iron. I don't think we can do redstone, and then coal's a whole other thing. We can obviously get everything back at the end, so I think if I do 7 stacks of copper, 2 iron, and 1 gold. And then I can also take a bunch of stacks of spruce wood, because this is my overflow chest from up here. I've just been going and chopping down a bunch of those trees, mainly because I need podsol. I've been chopping those down and growing them for that. But let us head around to spawn now so we can deposit our things into the community chests. Oh, Flip I think is obviously doing a similar thing as what I'm doing, which is so funny to see. Okay, so in the wood chest we can pop this, and then in the ores chest we can pop all of this. And I don't think I've put in enough in either of these to like turn on the light, seeing as we need to put like a double chest worth of stuff. But I guess we kind of just stand here in case they do, and then we go from there. Okay, the wood is done and no light. The copper is almost done, so we just sit and watch. And it's also done, so no light switching, but I do feel like I have contributed well to society. So I have more than earned my coin. And speaking of coin, there are actually a bunch of different advancements we can do which will reward us a coin. Much like the Return to Sender one that I did last episode, there are a few more we can do. So I was having a look at the list of achievements we can do to get a coin, and I think out of all of them, one that could be good for us to do is Caves and Cliffs. Which, if you don't know, means I need to go from the very tip top of the world to bedrock and then survive. So why not? So to do this, I'm going to need a lot of blocks actually. Like quite a few, like an alarming amount. Is we're at Y62, and I'm pretty sure the world goes like 250 something. And I'm also going to try and be smart about this. So I'm going to use sand as my resource to build myself up to sky limit. Because my thought process is, with sand, I can then just break the bottom and put a torch under it. It'll break the entire thing, and I'm not just left with this massive nerd pole. Now, what I also need to do is go and find a spot where I can dig all the way down. Because that's the first bit we need to do. Okay, this spot feels good for the up part. So now, I just need to dig all the way down. And my thought for that is I dig too wide, so I can build back up one way. Oh, I do hear a lot of lava, actually. Which is fine as long as it's not the bit I'm going to fall into. Okay, and then for situations like this, I'm literally just going to block myself in. Because I don't want it to get to a point where I'm mid-falling and I clip an edge. Because realistically, this shouldn't be too difficult a challenge. It's just going to be a bit of a tedious challenge. Huh? Okay. Well, there doesn't seem to be a shrieker. which is good. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna take a few of you. Mainly because you're all creeping me out. Okay. Back to what we were doing. Doing horrifying, life-threatening tasks on a hardcore series that could end with our demise. Okay, this is bedrock. Now, I want to quadruple check that I'm right with this. So I have to dig down as far as I can, which is like here. I guess the next thing I need to do is put some water down and then climb all the way back up. Water down. And now we just pillar all the way back up. This could all end horribly. Let's see. Wow. And I thought I was high up before. And this isn't even the full way. I'm getting to a point where I can't nearly see my own house. Okay, I'm at height limit. Ooh, wee. Haha, okay. So what I'm gonna do, no, if I do this, I can't just break it for ease. I was gonna just put some blocks so I could like make sure I fit in that, but it's fine. As I fall, you know what? I don't care if there's a couple, do I care if there's a couple blocks floating in the sky? That's what it comes down to, really. I'll clear it up at some point when I get like an elytra and can just fly and land up here. But for now, I'd rather not die. I guess the only thing that's left to do is fall and hope for the best. So, I guess, with nothing else to lose, and fall. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, I hate it, 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 I hate it. Oh, I did it! And I got a coin! Third coin, baby! And now I need to awkwardly wait until I can like mine out from here. Why is the water like stopping there? I'm so confused. Ah, that'll be why. Turns out the reason I wasn't working is my internet died. That could have been horrifying. Okay, and then I should be able to just pop a little torch here. And if I break that, this works. This looks like this torch is producing sand at a terrifying rate. The magic sand torch strikes again. Ah, we've got all our things. And now I can leave and never have to do that ever, ever again. I'm putting this in here. Now I have 3. So that means if I die or someone else dies, I can get them back up. And now we just pop away our leftovers. And I guess for now, I'll just put the skulk stuff in here. Well, that was a productive start already. So anytime I have been enchanting, I've been going over to Flip's area, just over there in the background. And it has served me well. It's where I've got all of my tools and my armor enchanted, but I think it's time that I make my own, because we have the resources. I just keep going back to Flip's just to kind of say hi, and I'm a little bit lonely. I should probably figure something out. To be here, I was lonely and just flew into camera there. So I'm thinking it could be cool to do like an enchanting grotto type thing hidden around the back here in the hill. And I'm just gonna roughly dig this out for now. I'm wanting to go for like an overgrown grotto cave thing where the magic and like nature stuff is sort of overgrown and taken over it. So I think it's going to be a lot of little detailing to really make it stand out. Probably something like this size. And I do actually have 20 bookshelves to play with. So I'm thinking if I maybe do the enchanting table here and then I do the bookshelves all the way around it. Maybe something like that. I need to actually go and get an enchanting table to see if they're able to reach it and it's doing enough levels. Which I can do here. I have nothing unenchanted, really. My shield isn't. Can I enchant that? No, I need to go and get something. I also think I may potentially turn this window into a door, just so I have a back door as well. Because running all the way around here every time I want to enchant or do something is going to get a little bit annoying. Yeah, okay, it goes up to 30. So that means I have the rest of this to play with. So I have some ideas. So I want some glowstone. I want some soul sand in my nether wart, so I'll plant that in there. I'm going to want a bunch of lapis just to leave in here. I'm also going to need some lanterns. And I kind of want to try messing around with some different like chains and such. Because I'm thinking it could be cool to have a few bookshelves almost like suspended above with chains. Just something like that. I mean, it doesn't affect this at all. I can still get level 30, but I think it looks quite cool. I maybe want to actually make it a little bit higher. I'm going to pop some glowstone in the back here just to provide some light that you can't really see, but it looks like the shelves themselves are kind of magical. I think over this area is where I'm going to put some soul sand, and I'll let that grow. I also want to maybe recess another light up the back there, just again to sort of give off spotlight effects. And I was right about a door, because I'm just going to put this in for now, because I'm sick and tired of running all around the house when I need little bits. I'm going to use some slabs just to help level out a bit of the area, same as on some of the roof bits. And I also want to pop in some different wood bits that can go up the sides, dotted around randomly. Next thing I need is some azalea, a flowering azalea, and a spore blossom. And then I just decorate around with a bunch of the hedges. I'm just trying to make it seem a little bit overgrown. And then I think I'll also pop a spore blossom right above this. It gives off the particles as you enter. I'm going to pop a barrel in there where I will pop the rest of my lapis. And I will fill back in some of the dirt. I want to leave some dirt through this. Like that works quite well as a cut through line. So now what I'm also going to do is go in and just replace a few blocks with cobble. And I think I also want to make this a little bit more closed off. I think something like that. And then if I just take some of this dirt, fill in this spot a little bit more, it helps create this little sight line where it kind of forces you to look in, because from here you can't really see it. So it forces you to come around and enter into this world. What I'm also going to do is make some mossy cobble and go and put this in as well. Just like that to add another little bit of texturing. And of course I'll also mix in some andesite. Just like that. This is so cute. I'll also hang a little lantern here, which is sort of like where the man-made stuff is, as in the barrel and the storage. But the rest of it looks kind of natural. I'm also going to pop a little bit of moss around to kind of make it look like, again, overgrown. Same with a little bit of the glow lichen. And what I might also do is just add this copper ore back in, just because I think the copper ore gives off a cool glow. So if I can also get some diamond ore to put in here, or some emerald eventually, would be really cool. I'm also just going to add some stone brick walls here, just to kind of look like they're supports. Same with there. I kind of want it to be like as though this thing has existed for a while and it's been used by generations of people, and they kind of add little elements like the supports as bits start to crumble and whatnot. But mostly it's been left quite natural and untouched. I like the fact that when you come in and you're storing here, this hanging bookshelf blocks the line of sight for the spore blossom. So it just means you see the particles and it just kind of gives off like a magic-y effect. And obviously as you get closer, the book opens and the enchanting text starts to come in. What I'm also going to do is pop down some item frames with some different gems and such in them. Just something like that, so there's a few bits of quartz, there's an emerald, and there's just a couple little diamonds hidden around. And I do need to just replace a couple of these slabs, like that. And honestly, I think it's kind of done. I think I'd like to add some amethyst in here. I'd also like to maybe add some more different ores in the walls. But that's stuff I can do as and when I find that. But I should probably work on fixing is this doorway. And I should sleep. So now I suppose I just need to dig a path out towards it. Probably just that will work. But I'm going to need some brown concrete, some packed mud, and some podzol. Just like that. Then I just need trap doors and another door. Door on there. And then trap doors go on this side. And there we go. I now have a nice little back door as well. I also think I'm going to use a couple of these azalea leaves just to create a little hedge area. Not fully. I don't want to block off access from here. Just something like this. And I also could just do with popping a few of these torches back under some carpets, just to make sure no mobs spawn. I'm not really looking to die as I go out to my enchanting setup. And now that I've been to the nether, it's probably time I actually make myself some better armor. Because right now, everything has fire protection except my legs. So let's head over here, grab ourselves some of our lapis, and see what we can get. That's fire protection 3, which I don't want. That's blast protection 4, and then unbreaking 3. Now, Flip said something about you want blast protection 4, and then the rest to be protection 4. So I'm going to take it. This is unbreaking 3, this is protection 3, and unbreaking 3, and this is protection 4. No unbreaking or anything, but not awful. And then I can also try, see what I get with this. None of those are great, so I'm not going to bother. But that does mean I can swap out my helmet. I can also swap out my chest piece and my boots. I'm also wanting to grab a slab, 2 planks, and a couple sticks, just to make myself a grindstone, because I forgot to do that. And I guess I can pop that there. Because if I wanted anything off of these, I could do it this way. Like, I don't really need this helmet, so I may as well disenchant it and see if I can get something better. And that's protection 3, that's not going to help, because I have blast protection 4 on my helmet. Protection 3 and depth strider 3. And if I combine these two, I'll get protection 4, depth strider 3, and unbreaking 3. Honestly, for now, I kind of want to keep my fire protection. So I have blast, fire, and then I'll have 2 protections. Because this will be unbreaking 3, protection 4, and depth strider 3. The only thing I need on those is feather falling. And I'm also going to just make an anvil that I can throw in here, just so if I need to do any enchantments or anything, I can. I also think if I just pop a little armor stand here and I can pop the spare armor on this, it looks quite cool. Obviously, we have the reduced armor texture pack, so it just makes like a collar and shoulder pads, but it still works. So now that we have an enchanting area, it means I don't need to go to Flips anymore, but I still kind of do. Often I have to go through Flips to get to spawn, and doing a little swim across this river or using a boat isn't very effective. So I think it's time we build a bridge. Now, I moved the dock over there from here last time, just to get it out the way, because this is where we're going to connect the bridge. Now, you can see Flip has brought a path down to about here. This doesn't really work with where this lines up. I moved the dock from there to here because Flip said he was going to put the path there, and then he put it here. So I'm just going to have to do some terraforming, basically. I'm going to start by taking down the few birch trees that are here, just so I can fully see what we're working with. Okay, and then I'm going to just take down this one as well. And that should leave us with more space. Now, I basically need this area to come out so it lines up here. So I'm thinking I want this to sort of wrap around like this. Luckily, the river's quite wide, and I also made it wider when I knocked back the beach, because this could probably do with coming out even more, actually. And then do I just connect it? Honestly, I might just connect that. You know, just something like this. Because there's plenty room for the river still. So now what I'm going to do is, rather than fill this entire thing with dirt, I'm also going to start using some stone on the backside. And then I just need to sort of bring up some dirt layers around. Doing underwater terraforming is a pain, but also is one of those necessary steps. And I think I can probably just bring it into some stone from like this level. The reason I want to use stone is mainly just because I have an absolute ton of it from clearing out the area to put dirt on. Oh, I didn't like that noise, actually. That was quite spooky. Okay, that is the terraforming pretty much done. I will eventually need to connect it to the floor, but for now it's down deep enough that you don't really see it. So, I will eventually terraform this properly. I'll bring the path down, and then this could be a little garden area or something. But I need to go and grab a bunch of wood. And because we're doing it closer to my area, Flip basically said I can build it how I want. That means a bunch of spruce wood. I'm also going to need some dark oak to do for the under the water parts. And I haven't planned this at all. I've not done a sketch. I've not built it in a creative world. I just need to build something that works. And I think I want to go here and then maybe do it like 2 wide. It doesn't need to be a massive bridge. Just something like that, I think. I also wanted to see how many blocks across it is. Okay, it's 12 blocks across, which means to keep it balanced, I think every 4. A 3 block and it's on the 4th, and it leaves a 4 block in the middle. Which makes it nice and easy to then just bring all this down. And then we just shear the whole thing. The reason we're using dark oak is it creates this illusion, which you can see I've done over here, like the blocks are wet. Same as I've just realized I need to do it for this one. Okay, so basically I need it to go up to sort of where that level is. It needs to go up and then back down on this side, because it needs to be big enough that boats can still go under. So I guess I'm going to need a bunch of slabs. So I need this to pretty much be at that level, and this has to come up and meet it. Okay, something like this shape is pretty good, where the boats can go under either section, but primarily the middle one. Now I do also, I think, want to bring it out like this. And then I think I'll use some spruce logs along these bits. I would like to do spruce logs here, I just don't know if this will work. We'll try it. I could do it like this. One thing I'm trying to do with this series is, rather than build every single thing in a creative world beforehand, I want to try and just freehand stuff. So while I did the house in a creative world, the enchanting room, the dock, the landscaping, the bridge are all just me kind of making it up as I go. Okay, this is what we're working with so far. It's pretty cute. I just need to, I think, add more height in the middle. And I'm thinking if I maybe add some more stairs. Okay, and I think if I add like a cool design here, this could work well. Yeah, something like that's really cool. I just need to, I think, add some more slabs on the top. Okay, there we go. This looks cool. And I'm just going to alter the bridge on this side just to make it work for, you know, me. There's no point in having me go down a block to then come back up. And then I'll pop a lantern on each side. And then I'm wondering if there's a way... it can't go there and it can't go here. I wonder if I do little wings. Does this look stupid? No, that looks cool. And then it means I can hang little lanterns from both of those. That looks adorable. Oh wait, actually I kind of love this. My only thought is I may change the fences for gates. Yeah, I think the gates just work better, both from an aesthetic point, but also it means if you're ever on the bridge and you needed to jump into the water, you can. And now what I need to do is go around under this and just put a layer of stone, just so that if anything gets dug up or maybe blown up, it might not just fall straight into the water. Let me go and grab myself a bunch of cobblestone slabs, as that seems to be the main block Flip is using. And I guess the only goal is to like try and wrap this down enough. Maybe something like this, but I should just have it curve in a little bit sooner. I actually think it should probably come out here a little bit more. Something like this where it weaves round and then back onto the bridge. My only thing now is just needing an absolute ton of dirt to build this into the mountain. I do kind of want to see if I can maybe bring it in a few blocks though. I'm actually tempted to go and grab a bunch of stone and do similar to what I did here, creating a flat cliff face where the stairs wrap round. I think right now trying to fill it in with mud just isn't really working. So I probably want it something like this, and I just need to dig away a bunch of this dirt. And then I can run along the top here with dirt. Now I just need to go around and add a little bit of terraforming with just bringing up some extra rocks. And the trick I find is making sure that you don't see any dirt or rocks sat on top of dirt. If you're going to put a rock face in, you need to have it go all the way into the ground. So it looks something like that. And obviously the grass will eventually spread through it. And heck, I can even grab a few blocks of grass just to help speed up the process. I do think this should be flat though. Well, I'm also going to just fill up this hole. And then I just need to fill up this one. Okay, so now we at least have a bridge that connects us all the way up to Flips. And I have this area here where I could put a garden thing, maybe me and Foot set something up over here, I'm not quite sure. But this all looks much nicer, and it's really starting to feel like the whole server is coming together.